Okay, welcome to our second semifinal. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. We're going to keep you hydrated, Coach.
It's got to be the right product.
You're fine. You're fine. Welcome to our second semifinal post-game press conference here at the Big East Women's Basketball Tournament presented by Jeep. Congratulations to the Blue Demons of Depaul. The top seed advances to tomorrow's championship game, 8 o'clock here on FS1 at the Al. 59-41 over number 5 seed and defending champion St. John's. Just a couple of notes about DePaul. The Blue Demons advanced to their third Big East title game, 2-0 in that Big East championship, with 2 titles coming in 2014 and 2015. DePaul has won their 4th game in a row and 9 in their last 10. They are 4-0 all-time in the Big East tournament against Marquette, last playing in 2014, also with wins in 2013, 2010, and 2008. And also a note about Jessica January. That is her 5th game this season with at least 20 points this season. Joining us, Jessica January, Lauren Prochaska, and of course head coach Doug Bruno. We'll do an opening statement from Coach, then we'll open it up to questions for the student athletes. Just raise your hand, Pam will get the wireless mic over to you, and when you do ask a question, just state your name and affiliation. But Coach, congratulations, and an opening statement.
Once again, I'm really pleased with the energy that our players and the focus that our players brought to the beginning of the game. And so in an overview, I think that we really played with good energy. I thought we had a good defensive game plan and did a good job defensively. And at the same time, on the offensive side of the basketball, while we had some good individual possessions, I don't think that we did a great job offensively of getting into any kind of rhythm or flow. And so I think offensively we were very, very choppy all game. And I'm thrilled that we were in position to be up 24 points when you're not playing well offensively, and that speaks to the defensive side of the ball and what we were able to do defensively. So I just think that has to really get cleaned up for tomorrow. St. John's is a really good basketball team. They've had some really good wins this season, and Joe Tartamello and his program is a really, really solid program. They're very tough. They're very tough defensively. They're going to make you work very, very hard to score. So a big part of our offensive lack of flow must be credited to the St. John's defense. But I still think we got to find a better flow. We got in foul trouble in the first half with some unintelligent fouls, and I think that helped chop us up. Jessica, it's great to have Jessica January back. She's just really brings us energy and competitiveness, and Lauren Prochaska sitting next to me has been an unsung hero throughout the season. People don't think that she does very much because her numbers don't jump off the page at you, but we wouldn't have won the biggest regular season without her stepping in for Jessica and playing the kind of ball she's played all season. So again, it's I'm really excited about the opportunity to play Marquette tomorrow. Marquette is an excellent ball club. I can talk to you more about Marquette after we talk to the student athletes. Let's have the student athletes talk to you, ask them questions.
Great, Coach. Thank you very much. Again, raise your hand. We'll get the mic over to you. Just name and affiliation, please.
Adam Shalafu, Radio Depaul Sports. Jess, this is just your 4th game back, and you exploded for 20 points tonight, 3 of 4 from downtown. How did you find your rhythm so fast?
Well, I think I'm obviously really excited to be back, and like Bruno said, we kind of had a choppy game offensively, and I think everyone just did a good job being aggressive still, and trying to take advantage of the easy opportunities that we did have.
Right next to you.
Hi, Jim Nooner from Scout. Lauren, are you able to talk at all tonight about your role as kind of the engine of the offense and also your defensive work on Aaliyah Lewis? I know Jessica and also Mara Coleman guarded her, but you guarded her as well.
It's definitely a team effort. It's not I stop you, it's we stop they, and I think we did a pretty good job. Aaliyah was coming off a amazing scoring game last night. So I think everyone did a really good job of when it was their time to step up and defend. Got the job done overall pretty well.
Do we have any other questions for student athletes? Right over here in the second row.
Zach Mahaber at WRD-TV and WSJU for St. John's University. Obviously this is a very big game coming up against Marquette tomorrow. What's the biggest thing that you're really looking out for concerned with their offense, and what exactly are you going to take away from this game? Obviously St. John's is a very active team, very fast team that you're going to be able to carry over and guarantee yourself a win.
Well, like you were saying, Marquette is a really aggressive team, and they're extremely athletic, and I think that we were able to play against some of that tonight against St. John's, and we're really just going to have to do the same thing, execute the defensive game plan, and try to get some better flow offensively.
Anything else for the athletes? Great. Thank you, ladies. Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
We'll let them exit and head back to the locker room, and then we'll take questions for Coach. Take that one. So once again, raise your hand if you have a question for Coach, and Pam will get the microphone over to you.
Adam Shelfu, Radio Depaul Sports. Coach Bruno, you talked about having a game plan defensively, and it was clearly executed well, shutting down Aaliyah Lewis for the most part and really frustrating her. What went into that defensive effort?
Because we are a team that scores the ball, I like to score the ball. I don't think people have ever thought of us as a defensive basketball team, but we've always worked very hard to be a good defensive basketball team. And if you're scoring in the 80s, you're going to give up points. And the speed of the game in which we play, we tend to give up points. But I just, I have great assistant coaches. All of my assistants are great scouts. So we spend a lot of time examining film and understanding what our opponent's strengths are and weaknesses are. It was very beneficial to us to have Jade Walker in foul trouble in the first half. That was huge for us. And I just think that we were able to also do a real nice job. It was a team effort defensively. We were able to one-man monster or one-man zone off of Simmons. So there was always a secondary player in the paint. And when Lewis did penetrate, I mean, she, it's not like we just shut her down by herself. We always had a secondary defender in the paint, and I think that was really, really important as well. So I mean, it's never. Lauren said it, but she said it very quickly, and she's very quiet when she speaks. I don't think you heard it. She said it's about we stop they. It's not about I stop mine. It's not about I stop mine. It's about we stop they, and I think that's what she was trying to say. The second half, I thought we did do a good job of getting to Jade Walker with a secondary defender as well. When Joe's game plan coming out of halftime was to go right at us with Walker, I thought we did a good job of getting a secondary defender to her in the second half also.
Coach Megan O'Brien, Big East Digital Network. Marquette.
Northwestern graduate. Going to the dance.
That's right, they are. But Marquette, a team that you guys have played twice and fell to, it's very hard to beat a team 3 times, but playing on their home court, what extra challenges does that bring to your team fighting for the Big East title?
The concept of hard to beating a team 3 times is something that people like to say, and I guess it's true. But the way we approach basketball is we never play 3 times, we play 1 time. And we played it once in a row in Chicago, and we felt like that game, to Marquette's credit, they came and took it from us after we had a 15 or 16-point lead. Prochaska here went down in the second half. In game 2 here in Milwaukee, they just kicked our butts. I mean, they just came out and flat out beat us from the opening jump to the end of the game. And, that's, again, a credit to a really, really talented Marquette team. I'm really excited for the Big East that Marquette is as talented as they are. They are, I can't say it often enough that when you look at their resume, they have beaten Oregon State, they have beaten Arizona State. These are 2 teams that everybody's saying the Pac-12 is the best conference in the country, and these are 2 of the better teams in the Pac-12, and Marquette beat those 2 teams. We're not a shabby team. Their wins over us, I think, count for something. So, Marquette is really, really talented, and it starts, Danielle King, is averaging 27.5 against us. So, I mean, those are pretty good numbers. So, but they just have talent at all 5 spots. Blackton is really, really a special basketball player. Davenport is just really, really tough inside. We just can go on and on. Wilborn comes off the bench. I mean, they're just Heidemann. I didn't even talk about Heidemann. She's had a triple-double. They're just a hard team to guard. I'm excited for the atmosphere tomorrow. I expect. I'm blessed to be the only guy in this tournament that got to play against Coach Al McGuire. So I know what it was like to be in the old Mecca. It was called the Milwaukee Arena before it was the Mecca, and what the place was like when it was packed, and when he walked out with his three-piece suits, and when he'd look up in the corners to make sure the place was packed, and he put the visitors up in one corner for sure. So I know what this Marquette thing is all about, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the fact that now women's basketball, I expect it's going to be a full house, taken on a stage that is the Al. I mean, he's up there in heaven right now saying, when I grew up in Brooklyn, I never thought about girls playing basketball, but you know what? This is pretty cool. And now we're going to be rocking in both corners in the Al. So, I mean, I'm excited for the game. I think we'll make it a good game. I know Marquette will make it a good game. So I think it'll be a good classic battle. Then you got the rivalry factor. Marquette and Depaul are two great rivals. And Depaul and Notre Dame. But before there were leagues, there were independents. Marquette played Depaul twice. Marquette played Notre Dame twice. Marquette played Dayton twice. The four of us played each other twice. So, we are natural rivals. Kids from Chicago go to Marquette. Kids from Chicago go to DePaul. So it's just a big game. It's an extension of the Packers and the Bears, even though the Bears haven't made it a rivalry for about 15 years. It's an extension. It's an extension of the Bears-Packers rivalry. So it's all that into one. And the Big East has done a great job here at hosting the tournament. Marquette's done a great job hosting the tournament. I mean, so I'm just excited for the opportunity to be a part of what I think is going to be a real cool event for women's sports and women's basketball in the Al.
Now, you lost 3 stars this year. Jessica obviously has returned, now her 4th game playing. But, when she went down, you saw so many players step up into different roles. But now that she's back, how do you help create that same energy of those players still stepping up even though that she's returned?
Well, Jessica gives us energy. I mean, that's what she got. She gives us energy. She gives us competitiveness. She gives us talent. And, it's all about working it all together and getting it all into a flow, into a sync. So, that's what we're trying to put together right now. We've had some good flow since she's been back. In 4 games here, we've had a lot of really great flow. So, I'm not overly concerned about the fact that, St. John's is the reason it was you got to always give credit to the opponent. And you can't just say we're bad on offense. You have to understand that St. John's is good defensively. They made us bad on offense. So, we have to recover from that. Even though we did win the basketball game handily, we still have to recover and find some flow between tonight and tomorrow. But, we have to Marquette's a great ball club. But when we average 81 points a game, you can't average 81 and give up 96 and give up 102, even though it's an overtime game. That's a lot of points. You have to do better than that. And they're good, hard to guard, but still, that's a lot.
Coach, running short on time. Thanks so much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, everybody, for covering women's hoops.